think we can both agree on one thing. Italy is a phenomenal country. Whether it's food, culture, the cities, the countryside, it is a phenomenal on its own. My first time ever being and going to Italy was in 2012. I was very, very young. I was a minor, alright? My first time ever. I went with my parents. We went to this place called Garda, better known as Lake Garda, Lusignano. An amazing place. We decided to go this time again. Fast forward, I'm 22 years of age. I decided to go with my friend and I told her, hey, I had forgotten and actually kind of got shocked when I arrived a few days ago on how fucked up expensive it has become compared to 12 years ago and now. The thing is with Lake Garda, it's up the north of Italy. It is a phenomenal, stunning mountain view. It is very big. People underestimate it. It is a lake. It is notoriously known because of its blue, crispy water. And unfortunately, what I don't like about the place is the fact that it's become such a tourist place to a point that you actually kind of feel like it is in Italy. But that is, again, a sacrifice that you're going to have to be willing to make due to the fact that it is a tourist place. Because it's pretty much the first thing you see when you enter Italy, depending on what side of the country, obviously. But if you come through Switzerland, it's about 2.5 hour drive from the border, 3 hour drive. Now, why is it a tourist place? Pretty much it's worldwide known. Movies get shot and made there. And when you walk into the stores, the first thing you see, oh, lemons. Oh, must be a unique thing. Every fucking store sells the same shit. And it kind of instantly reminded me of Amsterdam, but way nicer. But you could definitely feel like, alright, these people are smart. They know tourists are fucking stupid. They're gonna buy anything. It doesn't matter what it is. They were even selling penis-shaped bottles with lemon in it. And I was like, interesting. And people were buying it. And that's the thing about them in the northern side. They know tourists are stupid. So they're gonna obviously buy whatever. As long as it's a souvenir, they're going to take it regardless. Now, let's say you want to kind of avoid the tourist traps, because you cannot label a place like that a scam, because you pay what you get. The only thing that we found out, unfortunately, was whilst eating out, we were like, €10 for a pizza. That's a steal, right? In any country nowadays, in this economy, they fucking get you with these goddamn hidden costs. Right at the bottom of the menu, it's freaking tiny written thing that they charge you €3 per person. Why? I don't know, but I think it has to do with the fact that the people working there probably never get tipped or get tipped very low. Tipping culture is in every country different. I know in America a lot of places force you to tip, which is fucking ridiculous. Just make sure you pay your staff members way better, because I ain't tipping every time I eat out. That's just how I work. In the Netherlands, it is very much appreciated to tip. It is, however, not required. Whilst eating out, we were like, alright, this is going to cost €22 with 2 drinks, whatever. They charge us €6 extra. So I asked the waitress, I said, excuse me, but why is there a €6 charge here? We didn't... Oh, that's included. I'm like, fuck, these goddamn tourist places. So be very careful. Try to avoid tourist places because of the price and of the fact that there are often hidden costs. But if you're like, you know what, I don't mind, then definitely do it. The local places of Italy are obviously the best. They are, in a lot of places, very remote. You have to have a car here. If you go on road trips, which we've been doing for the past week and a half, you've got to have a car. And preferably a diesel car, because it's way better in overall longevity. However, diesel is quite expensive, and gas was, unfortunately, to our surprise, not very cheap in Italy. The food is obviously one of the main reasons why people go to Italy. See, buying your store-bought pasta is not the same as getting it freshly delivered. We've had pasta, we've had pizza, and it is fucking good. It doesn't matter where you go, it is just gonna slap. The freshness of the thin crust pizza, the perfect amount of cheese, the perfect amount of ham on it, you just cannot beat that. You really cannot. And I think what makes the food so unique is the fact that it is all fresh made. No store-bought dough, fresh ingredients, and the fact that they use a stone oven for pizza gives that extra taste. In a lot of commercial places, in restaurants, they use electric ovens, and it kind of fucks the taste up of a pizza. That taste of it being over on a wood fire, on a stone, it just gives it that extra taste. I especially like it when my bottom is a bit burnt. There are so many places that you can choose from going to Italy. especially when it comes to local places, the best thing to do is ask local people if you're in a place that isn't very popular. Places like Milan, Torino, Roma, Bologna, they're gonna be expensive due to the fact that they attract tourists. So if you're rather like, I don't want to spend crazy money, or I don't want to spend all my money, because you may want to be on a budget, limit your daily outtakes, go to local places. The people also are very different here in Italy from what I've experienced so far. This is my first and second and third time going to Italy, and if I have to be honest, yeah, I can't really say much negative about the people, except it's not necessarily negative. They do know how to drive. Italians are interesting drivers, if I can say so. Especially the fuck knuckles on the bikes. Very different and sometimes very dangerous. They drive pretty good. I have to give them credit. They drive crazy fast because there are certain roads you can drive 130. We do unfortunately not have 130 roads in the Netherlands. Sometimes people drive 160, 170 on 130 roads. And that is very nice. The roads actually aren't that bad here neither. However, if you're coming on a road trip to Italy, I strongly advise to not have a low car. That is one unfortunate thing with my car is the fact that it is quite low. And in some cases, I've scratched the bottom of my bumper due to the fact that steep roads, low car, do not combine in a positive way whatsoever. You should definitely consider organizing everything on your trip whilst in Italy. Make a plan, daily plan. Now, for those who like to go into the city, be prepared on the tourist prices. Be prepared on the bullshit they're going to be selling you on the street. Hustlers, rippers, anything you can kind of imagine. My friend and I, we wanted to have a stop in Parma because Parma is known for its Parmesan cheese and ham. When we arrived, we were like, oh, this actually seems pretty nice because Italy has a very old rustic style and I love it. You can also say, on the other hand, Italy is maybe living in the past. Let it be so. It is nice. It gives a nice feeling. In some situations, they do live in the past. But whatever. It's their choice as a country, right? I can say, however, that Parma was a shit show. It was a mess. It was definitely not what we had expected. There was hardly any cheese, to our surprise. Hardly any Parmesan. Hardly any Parma ham. And the people living within Parma were very questionable. And made us feel very uncomfortable as tourists, made us feel very unsafe. And it's not weird, it's an unknown location for us, but it was definitely something we didn't think of whilst going to Parma. Maybe we expected too much, perhaps, and that's definitely something when you prepare on your trip. Look at reviews of places, search up videos of places, because we definitely did not do our research on Parma, because it definitely wasn't what we had expected. But we learned from it. And we decided both we're never coming back to Parma because it was, when I say shit show, I'm not joking, unfortunately. Italy has always had a very special place in my heart till this very, very day. And I can understand why a lot of people, foreign people, for example, buy property in Italy. Properties in Italy, in general, are very cheap. Now, obviously, you have to consider that in the city centers, you're going to pay more for less. That's in every country the same thing. I was just so surprised on how cheap an apartment is in Parma. Like for 90,000 you got a whole apartment, very old school retro, which is nice. One thing you'll also notice whilst driving in Italy or flying over Italy is a lot of abandoned houses, which is very unfortunate. They have a lot of potential. Now you may be wondering why are so many buildings abandoned? That's because a lot of jobs in Italy is temporary. It's not permanent. So when you ask people as well, like, what is your job? They often say, oh, this is my temporary job. I have another job or another job on the sideline. So 3 jobs. Jobs come and go in Italy. The minimum wage isn't very, very high. It may be compared to your country. But the people are way more relaxed, especially the locals. They're way more friendly. And the people are straight to the point. Just like the Dutch. They don't lie to your face. They're straight up honest. Which some people might take up as offense. But that's just something you're going to have to accept and get used to, as I say. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Would I recommend going to Italy? Absolutely. I wouldn't recommend another country except Italy if you're going around this area. Maybe Greece is a very nice country. I'd love to go there one day. Turkey as well. But Italy, just culture-wise, people-wise, food price-wise, is for me as a Dutch person, very good. I mean, 1.5 kgs of chicken was not even €10. That's fucking insane. And when I say it's fresh, it's got the goddamn bones in the chicken breast. That's how fresh it is. So yeah, take your time preparing on a trip to Italy. On a road trip especially, bro, you have to be prepared. Take extra clothing with, and make sure you've got activities for daily things. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.